sampah sembarangan. Udah tahu sampah biang masalah, buang sampah pada tempatnya lah.
Iya ya, kalau bukan kita siapa lagi? Ayo kita buat Jakarta jadi bersih.
Alright, well, thank you very much for taking the time to help us with this one. I have 10 questions for you.
No.
Three of them are about traffic, and 3 about the flooding issues in Jakarta, and the 4 last ones are about C40 and how Jakarta is working with C40. Are you ready, Kristen? Alright, good. So I'm going to start.
So I look at you.
You look at me, okay? And just relax and answer your words. It's perfectly natural, as natural as it can be in this environment. So I'm going to start asking you about the flooding issues in Jakarta.
Yeah.
First question is, how has the coastal location affected Jakarta as a city? Your coast location, the fact that you're right here next to the coastline.
Coastline.
Yes, and Jakarta's very vulnerable to flooding.
Yeah.
So how has this affected the city?
I think what's affected is not come from the north side, from the coastline, but from the south side, because Jakarta is the plain alluvial, you know. And all the rain can, we have 13 main river. So the strategy to prevent flood from the coastline is we let many high-class exclusive real estate to develop in this front area, become a waterfront city area. So they will protect themselves. So in the north side to the west, they are already accomplished because they have many like Pantai Indah real estate like Pluit, so they could. The problem is for the poorest people. That's why the poorest people area like Jinjing Marunda has become our responsible, our authority to make a seed pipe to prevent the rock. But the big problem is come from the southern side, because we have a certain main river and more than 600 arteries, small river to connect in each other in this area, and we have actually from the colonial area more than 200 pond and lake in Jakarta, but now it's only 70s and the 80s, and most of them, the first time is depth is average 710 meters depth, but now only 1 and 3 meters, and not only that, all the inspection drop of our river, they have a 7.5 meter wide inspection drop. Now all of them is occupied by the illegal housing. Like our lake, like we talked about the water fluid, it's occupied by 17,000 people with the 7,000 illegal house in the area. So the problem is not how to make the normalization of the river. The problem is how to make the biggest resettlement in the city, I think, in the world, because more than 100,000 people live in this area. Maybe 150,000 houses in this area, the river bank. So we want to make the biggest resettlement in the Marunda. We will occupy land for until 500 hectares. We will develop 150,000 housing to move them to that area, and we will start to make the settlement. Now it's on the progress, like Waduk Pluit, maybe 20%, and some river we already make like a Ciliwung. We also want to turn our traditional market to be the super block, but this is not a high-class super block, for the lower cost apartment super block, to make the settlement for these river banks in housing.
Thank you. So the resettlement and flooding, those are actually two things that are combined.
Including talking about the traffic jam.
Yeah.
You could imagine when we have many connection of this inspection road, if we could make the normalization the river and or inspection road, that means you have the alternative road for the traffic to solve. You know, Jakarta's the flow is like a north-south, like a Tamrin Sudirman and Kuningan. That's why we need many roads between them to be an alternative road. That's why all the alternative road is occupied by the illegal housing. That's why when we want to make normalization, we have to make resettlement. So we could get for normalization river and we get alternative road. That's a combination.
So you get two things.
Yeah. That's why for us
you can have two problems with one. One.
Next year we will expand 31 trillion is in US dollar is 31 billion US dollar for flood and traffic.
That's impressive. So I'm also going to ask you about how you've learned from other cities, if you have.
We learn like our ambassador, like Bogota. We want to learn about bus rapid transit. When Mr. Michael, our Excellency Mr. Michael, retired from as ambassador in Bogota, we talked with him more than 3 hours. He made a representation, and we also learned from ITDP from many cities like Praha, talking about how to make a parking donation system. And we learn from Sweden, Norway, about the ERP and also parking system machine. So we learn many, like also Singapore and Hong Kong. We learn about the pedestrian. That's very useful for us to get involved in the C40.
Great. I'm going to ask you that question once more so we get a couple of questions on it. So how has Jakarta learned from other cities to combat flooding and the traffic issues?
We have a meeting like yesterday. The camp, it's like a forum discussion group. We share each other because each city is different, but we can learn each other. Like South Korean, we also learn from them. They want to make the normalization of river in the mosque, Istiqlal Mosque, to make this become clear. So we learn from them. So next year the project will begin.
Are you also sharing your own knowledge and your own expertise and experiences?
I share. I stand in the forum discussion group here in our planning board. I share with them what's the difference in Jakarta and another city. Like we talked about the flood area. You never imagine people occupy the land more than 30 years. The riverbank. Nobody cared. And now they feel. I was born here, and now I become a parent. My kids grow up here. How you want to ask me out from this area? Now with the NGO, some of NGO, they ask their right to occupy this land. Because in other sites, our law said if you occupy the one place more than 30 years, you have the first to get the right to get the certificate. That's not the problem. That's why I think another city is very different about it compared to Jakarta. It's like talking about traffic. In Jakarta, you see many, I say it's like a zombie bus, a small scale bus, more than 20 years, 30 years, they still operate on our road. They're owned by the private, by the person. In our law, the person could not own the bus. You have only one company, have a big pole, good quality service, everything like that. But they put their car in their home. And the driver, some of them don't have a license for driving. Now this Jakarta, this more than 20, 30 years. So we have to change this. And I told them, the way is maybe different with another city. Our basic salary only $220 US for next year. So we give to our driver, the best driver, to drive our articulated bus 3.5 times from the basic salary. So they earn, if it is $1,000. So this how to move them, to transform the good driver to be in a good car, a good bus, and so the other will scrap the bad car. So this is the way. And we also will provide the free service bus. This is a double-decker. It's like a London. We learn from Australia, hip hop. This green line, blue cat, yellow cat, and red cat. So we will put this in this corridor 1 from Block M to Old City. So surrounding the tourism area. So what we want to do for next year. So we believe people will drop their car, just get in the bus. The bus is lower deck. They will put in the left, so you don't need to climb to the very high shelter in the Transjakarta bus. And like for disabilities, that people, it's more easy. Also for the elders, more easy for them.
All right, I'm gonna move a little onto the traffic. You already spoke a little bit about it, but if you could, in very brief, tell me what are the main challenges for Jakarta in traffic?
Challenge, low enforcement. You know what happened? I said Jakarta is very different. It's another city. In another city, when you look at the traffic warden, they have a right to fine you, to detain you. But in Jakarta, you don't have this right. All this traffic light, our right in traffic warden is took by the police in the law. That's the problem. But we thanks for the police. They really help us in this metro Jakarta. So they help us to do a very strict law enforcement. We are already increased the maximum fine for the $50 from first time only $5. So $5 is a piece of cake, nobody care. But you make this maximize, become $50, everybody to a friend. So you could see our busway now is more empty.
That's great. I'm also thinking, I read that here in Jakarta you have 1,100 new vehicles going on the street every day. Is that must be a problem as well, that you have so many cars? Just
each year, more than 1.5 million vehicles come in. And we don't have a law like in the foreign, another country, you have a restriction for the oldest car. Here no, it's free. And we just also have a progressive tax, but only could get a maximum 10% only. That's why we really want to implement ERP, electronic road pricing. So you could purchase many cars as you want, you pay your tax, but not every road you could drive. We will put this, and also a parking donation.
So is that something you're working on now to install ERPs?
Yeah, we want to do, it's like a beauty contest. This is investment bidding. So we just pay the transaction fee. I think next year we will start this beauty contest.
Great. I'd also like you to talk a little bit about the Transjakarta, because I know that's a project that's really transformed the city. The Transjakarta, the bus system.
Yeah, I think this bus we learned from Kota. But the problem is, it's already 9 years old. We need 1,700 unit bus. We're talking about single bus. But until today, we just own 579. And when you really to strict and rule, now it's only operate 460. So you could imagine, people not enough bus. That's why at the end of this year and the early year next year, we will multiply 2 times from this bus to make the people feel, and we will release our minimum standard service. It's 7 minutes according to our transportation minister. You have to only wait 7 minutes, the cars come to get in the bus. So we will meet this requirement.
And how's that transformed Jakarta? What is it doing to the city with the Transjakarta?
Yeah, we like to make a job to transform the city. You don't need to exercise your brain, you know, because everything we know very well. What the problem, what the solution. We have many studies. Like talking about transportation, when I get in this office, 22 studies, and IDDP and OSF give me 2 more. That means 24. So we know everything, how to solve the problem. The important thing in Jakarta is, do you have a courage to execute this problem? Because any decision you make will interrupt the vested interest from the poorest to the richest. That's why you like to make a job. Jakarta, no need to exercise your brain. You just exercise your muscle, your heart muscle, your nerve, because you will meet the problem with the vested interest of the people.
Thanks, that's great. So I'm going to move on a little and talk a little bit more general. And I'd like you to tell me, why is it even relevant for Jakarta to concern itself with climate change? With climate change, the climate change agenda, which, you know, C40 is...
Yeah, like our bus, we have to make a decision on the use of gas, CNG. But the fact is, the new technology from biodiesel, from the Euro 2, Euro 3 and 4, the same quality. And also we want to implement for our power plant, the new technology for a coal power plant, like in Japan. There are no pollution and gets fresh water from this plant. So we will do this. And we also want to purchase many land in the heart of the city for become a garden. Like we also talked to our British embassy, the German embassy, they want to move to the new embassy. We want to purchase, use a market price. We want to turn this become a garden, a park in the heart of the city. That's what we want to do.
So, moving on a little to talk about C40 and the relevance of C40 for a city such as Jakarta. I'd like to ask you how cities can combat climate change better than nations, because that's one of the key messages from the C40 is that in cities that's actually where climate change is happening. It's where climate change has an impact, but it's also where you, as a governor, as a mayor, are able to do a lot of concrete projects that can actually tackle some of the issues of climate change.
Yeah, for us it's very easy. Like Mr. Governor always told me, what we have to do this is not popular. Some will not like this. We want to push people to turn to the mass transportation. So you could imagine in office only for 5 years. When you want to solve the transportation problem, it's more than 7 or 8 years. And the more traffic as the excess of this, that means maybe people don't want to vote for you again. But we have made a decision, we don't care about this. Even you don't want to vote for us again, we don't care. But the system for this climate change, for this micro transportation system, we already start. And you never could stop this anymore. Even we have to out of this office. That's what we have made this decision.
Great. So what is the difference between dealing with climate change issues as a city compared to as a nation?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
I think the message from C40 is always that nations have a lot of if you want to solve the problem on a national level.
Frankly speaking, sometimes you question to us, many foreign media come to us, it's like we already have office in the North Merdeka Road. This Merdeka Palace is the president office now. That's what I said. I could not answer this question. Because we don't have to make a job. Governor is in the South Merdeka Road, is a city hall. The President Palace is a North Merdeka Road. That's why some question you, I think it's better the President answer this question.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all right. So let's move on then. how is the C40 membership? When Jakarta is a member of the C40, how is this benefiting Jakarta?
Yeah, like Asian country, we want to make like New York as a United Nation head office. So Jakarta, we have made decision to be an Asian head office. That's why we want to like a C40. You know, we have also I don't know. This is government, the city's government. I give them an office here on my floor. We give them the office. Then that's been very important and significant for us to make Jakarta become the center, become the head of the showcase for transformation. That's what our dream. So Jakarta will be a showcase for this transformation.
And what kind of role is C40 playing in this? How is C40 involved how do you involve C40 in this transformation?
Yeah, we always invite them. That's why we put our office become the headquarters. It's like I don't know, it's a city. What the name? The city. We have this office in South. That's what we always provide them, like a house, many meeting. And you also, yeah, I think we prefer to ask them come in, and then we send the people just for study abroad. Sometimes we invest a lot of money. It's better be a host here.
And what are your personal experiences working with C40, with the organization and the staff?
I'm just 1 year here. I just know the C40 also in the last 1 year, but in many South meeting with them, I get many experience from them. This really helped me. Don't spend my time to go abroad just for a study, everything like that. I get that very easy.
So you get more knowledge about the issues.
Yeah.
Can you say something? Can you say?
Yeah, anything. According from Rotterdam, you know, like talking about how to make the reclamation of the island, to solve the pollution, and also how to get the business impact when you make the reclamation. The Rotterdam city got 70% share from their seaport, and how to change the very slum area in the near older seaport. So we learned when the Rekam and the mayor came.
So C40 is actually helping you get more knowledge.
Yeah, that's why we hope this C40 is very important and could help us very significantly.
Great. Yeah, I think that was it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Very long.
Yeah, sorry.
Longer than
But the more you speak, the more.
Frank is speaking. I don't know very much about the experience of C40, but yeah.
Well, I think but I think you did very well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, some is very sensitive. Talking about the nation.
Yeah.
You don't know the fact. You know why the police is not under our authority?
No.
Another part of the world, police is under the minister, the Home Affairs or Finance Minister. But here in Indonesia, the police is very powerful. They're just right under the president. That's why we want to transform this country. It's more easy for you. It's more easy for you to occupy 50% above in the national government. It's better be a president. It's more easy. Be a president. This come from Metro TV.